Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leanna if you're new, and today I am giving you a life update video slash let's make banana bread in my beautiful kitchen before I have to move out in like 10 days. I have the oven preheating right now. There are about 5 people who watch my channel who actually care about the events of my life. And if you are one of those people, hello, welcome. I'm giving you a life update video today. And for those of you who don't care, I am making banana bread. And this banana bread recipe is just perfect. But I did steal it from simplyrecipes.com, so I will link that recipe down below. It is the best banana bread ever. So that's what we're doing today. I have these 3 morbidly ripe bananas, and I'm telling you, morbidly ripe. So ripe that they're falling apart, and I'm holding them with a very delicate touch. So let's just get started. Also, I think this goes without saying, but I always use a silicone spatula because you know, a bowl is round, so it just makes sense that you should get like a bendy scoopy thing. But I hate those BuzzFeed videos where they like leave hella batter in the bowl, like you're being wasteful. So just use a silicone spatula and you can get all the batter. So on June 13th, 2020, I graduated from the University of California, San Diego with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering. And that sounds fancy, but I literally have no idea what I'm doing. And you know, one question that I've gotten a lot in the past month since I've graduated is, what are your post-grad plans? And you know, that is a very good question because for a very long time I was struggling to answer it myself. You see how ripe this banana is? I can't even like peel it normally. But anyway, post-grad plans. You know, for the past year leading up to my graduation, I was kind of stressed because I was like, I have no idea what I want to do with my life. I have no idea if I want to, like, you know, move back to the Bay Area where I'm originally from, or, you know, stay in Southern California where I am. And I have no idea if anyone's going to want to hire me, you know. I have no idea if I'm going to be able to find a job. So, you know, for the past year before graduation in June, I had no idea what life would be like beyond June. And that is a very stressful, like, state to be in. Because first of all, I was already really stressed with school, and then now I'm stressed about, you know, what to do with my life, which sucks butt. So to answer that question, a couple months before I graduated, I decided that I would be moving to Los Angeles because I want to be an actress. And that may come as a shock to many people, and believe me, it came as a shock to me as well. So there are a few FAQs that I would like to answer regarding that topic. So the first of which is, where are you going in LA? And the answer to that question is my aunt's house. I will be moving in with my aunt, my cool aunt. Everybody deserves to have one cool aunt, and thankfully I have her because I do not want to move home for reasons I am choosing not to share right now, but I don't like it there. Echo, what does chagrin mean?
As a noun, chagrin is usually defined as a feeling of vexation, marked by disappointment or humiliation.
Teaspoon. Oh, there's the oven. So I'm moving in with my aunt. And hopefully, because right now I really do not have the financial means to kind of get my own place, even though, you know, it would be nice to not have to burden my aunt. But I'm just glad that I do have a place to go in the city that I want to be. There is the possibility that I might be moving in with my sister because she goes to art school there. And if you don't know, my sister is absolutely one of my best friends. She's watching this video right now. Hi. She is one of my best friends, and, you know, even if I wasn't doing this whole acting thing, like, it would be, her being there would be a good enough reason for me to move there temporarily, at least for a couple years, just to, like, be near her. And plus, we've always had this sister, like, fantasy where we would, like, you know, have our own apartment and just, like, be 2 working women, you know, and just have that freedom. And plus, I think one of the biggest aspects of that fantasy for me is that my sister has similar cleanliness standards as me. You know, having roommates sucks But in the past, I've always had roommates who are less clean than me, and like I get it. Like my cleanliness standards are like pretty like up there, and I'm not like trying to brag or anything. It's just like what it is. And I can get very like picky about the way I like to live. So yeah, my sister is probably the only person that I know who has cleanliness standards that are like my level. So it's something that would be really convenient, and I would really like to live with someone that I'm already comfortable with instead of trying to find like a rando roommate on Craigslist. So that would be a possibility, but right now we just don't have the financial means to do that. So the next question is regarding my relationship. So yes, Josh is not moving to Los Angeles with me. He wants to go back to the Bay Area. We have different career pursuits, and that means we're going to have to do a long distance relationship, which I am not happy about, but who would be, honestly. But I think we talked about it, and we both thought it would be worth a try. So we're going to be doing long distance, and it's not. I don't want it to be like this whole dramatic thing. I've definitely done long distance before. It sucked, but that was because it was in high school when my parents were actually vehemently against me and my boyfriend talking. It was already really hard to communicate because of the distance, but my parents made it doubly as hard. So now, without my parents in the way, maybe this relationship will be a little better than my first long distance relationship. Bananas, butter, baking soda. So another common question that I get a lot is, why do you have to move to LA to act? Because can't you act anywhere? And yes, you can. So no, I do not have to go to LA, but I would like to, because my sister's there, and so is my aunt, and I think she's cool, and some of my friends are going to be there too. So right now, I just feel like it's a really good decision for me, and it's right for me to go. But I know that, not everybody who pursues an acting career must go to Los Angeles. The next question would be, how did your parents react? So I was talking to my friend Alina about this, and she's probably watching this video. Hi, Alina. She told me that having at least one family member not be happy about your choice to become an actress or actor is the mark of being a true actor. My parents being very traditional, like strict Asian parents, I knew they weren't going to exactly be elated. I know my parents are just trying to look out for me and make sure that, I have the best plan for my future, because, not everybody makes it in this risky career path. And, it's very, very unpredictable. There's not like a set of steps that you have to take in order to, become an actor. Like everybody has a different journey, and that is what's so scary about it. And I know my parents just want the best for me. Them being very traditional Asian parents, it's easy to understand why they don't think this is the best for me. But I think they're trying to come to terms with it and accept it, which is good. But initial reaction, not good. So when did you know you wanted to do acting was the next thing, because this, as I said, this probably has taken several people by surprise. Honestly, like up to year 3 of my college degree, I really thought that I was going to be an engineer. And I was fine with that, I was like, engineering's not so bad. I dropped flour on my shoe. I was fine with the idea of becoming an engineer, but it's not something that I loved. And not so recently, I guess, maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I did a commercial for this Chinese restaurant because I was friends with the director, Hai Huan, and he asked me to do the commercial because their original actress had dyed her hair blonde, and that wasn't the look they were going for. So I came in and I did the commercial. I played the lead, and it was non-speaking, and it was like just a 2-minute commercial. But I had never felt that way before when I was working. Like I always thought that work is work. Work is always going to feel like a little bit boring, a little bit laborious, a little bit tedious. But that was the first time that I worked and also had fun, and I was like, whoa, that's possible. then I realized that there was like really something there. So a couple months after that, I decided that, you know, I would never forgive myself if at least I didn't try. Don't get me wrong, like I don't think that, you know, moving to LA, I'm going to like get an acting career like for sure, like right away. Like if I want this, if I, you know, truly want this, it's probably going to take me like a decade or more. But right now I'm just trying to figure out if this is actually like what I want. I'm just trying it out, and like I feel like I'm young right now, like I'm 21, like I have time to kind of figure out what I want to do. And you know, eventually if I decide that this isn't for me, then you know, that will be okay too. But you know, I think I've always wanted to do acting. Like even when I was little, I would always be like, it would be so nice to be like in a movie. It would be so cool. I would never forgive myself if I never tried, at least. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying it out, and we'll see where it goes. I guess another question that, you know, some people have asked me is, why did you major in engineering then? And, you know, honestly, I had to pick my major when I was 13. That is because I was enrolled in a college counseling program that my, you know, parents enrolled me in. And honestly, without that program, I don't think I could have gotten into UCSD. So I'm very grateful for the college counselor that I had who helped me along the way. And one of the things that people just did there was pick their major when they were 13. And I don't know if you remember how you were when you were 13, but basically I did not know anything. I was just like, oh, you know, I took an aptitude test. It said I should be an engineer. I know what that is. My dad's one, so might as well do it. And, you know, that is not a really good way to decide on your major, such a life-altering, like significant life decision. You know, something that you're going to be doing for like the rest of your life. You know, that's why I don't think that, you know, colleges should make students pick their major like when they're straight out of high school. Like, what the hell? Like, there are some like 40, 60-year-olds who don't even know like what they're doing with their lives, and you know, you want all these like 17-year-olds picking their career for the rest of their life. Like, it's not a good strategy. The main question now is, why didn't I change my major if I didn't like it? And the answer was, I didn't know what to change it to. I didn't really know. Like, I was worried that I wasn't passionate about anything. And you know, I think going back now, if I had to pick one, I think I would have tried to major in something that would allow me to work in fitness and nutrition. But like, I didn't know that I would be into fitness like several years ago. So that decision resulted in me graduating with engineering. Oh my god, there's like flowers stuck between the floorboards. Probably the landlady's gonna think we're doing cocaine. Now that the banana bread's in the oven, I'm just gonna chill and talk. Oh, also, my banana bread recipe is right up here. This is a really good strategy. Just like write down your recipes that you do a lot in the cupboard, and it'll just be there for you. It took me a while to kind of come to terms with the fact that, you know, acting was what I wanted to do, because I kind of felt kind of guilty. It has a very bad connotation when, you know, someone goes like, oh, I want to go to Hollywood and become a big star. And, you know, it has a negative connotation because, you know, there are a lot of people who do that but never make it anywhere. It just feels very naive saying like, ooh, I want to be an actress, because like it's probably not going to happen. And you know, I am fully aware of that possibility of it not happening at all. But what I'm doing is going to try it. Going to try to see if I can get anywhere. I just feel like I have time right now because I'm 21. You know, when I told my dad, I was like, oh, I have time. He's like, no, there's no time to waste. And I know, he's just looking out for me. And you know, there's also like not a lot of Asians in Hollywood. And also as a kid, like even when I had thoughts of like becoming an actress, I didn't ever take it seriously because I was like, oh, that's not stable. Like even as a kid, I was like super realistic about it. And I was like, oh, I'm not pretty enough. Oh, I'm like Asian. Like they don't need Asians in Hollywood. They're always looking for white people. And it's still true, which sucks. But you know, Asian representation is something that I'm passionate about. And I think that video went up recently. So if you want to go check that out, I'll link it in the description box. But yeah, you know what? I signed up for acting classes in late August. So hopefully I'll learn a thing or two, and if this doesn't become anything at all whatsoever, at least I'll have the experience of taking that class. So that brings me to my next topic, which is YouTube. I also have a sense of guilt when it comes to YouTube because when people like ask little kids like born after 2010 like what they want to be when they grow up, and they say a YouTuber, and then you get like a bad feeling in your mouth. I think that's like the guilt that I feel when it comes to that, because it's very, very childish and naive and juvenile to even think that like YouTube could possibly be a thing. And I am such an optimist for some weird reason. Like I always had dreams of like possibly making a living off YouTube and getting to work from home, because this is such a great job, like when you actually make money off of it and you can make a living off of it, because it's so much fun. It really is, and I still enjoy doing it. And like even back in 2014, I was reading an old diary entry I wrote, start a YouTube channel. And I started my channel when I was 19 or 18, I think. It was something that I wanted to do for a really long time, and it's something that I enjoy. It's not something that I started solely for the purpose of earning money. But it's just, discouraging when there's not a lot of money coming in now that I've been doing it for like 2 years now. And I know I just have to be patient, and I can't be impatient, and stop comparing myself to other creators. But then also I maybe feel like my videos aren't good, and like nobody cares about me, and nobody like wants to watch my videos, and like maybe I'm just not putting my best foot forward, and I don't really like know what to do to make my channel like that much better and like watchable and like subscribable or whatever. Like the frustrating thing is I know the recipe for success, just keep dyeing my hair different colors, because every time I post a hair video it does significantly better than the rest. Like my most popular video is bleaching my hair blonde, and like I always get comments from people being like, why did you dye your hair black? Because I wanted to, bro. And it's just like I feel like people are so fixated on that and like wanting to see me like destroy my hair, that that's all people want to see. That's all people are interested in, and it's not something that I want to do. Like I could keep making hair videos, I could grow a lot faster with those hair videos, but it's not what I want to do, and it would like compromise my integrity. I would be posting videos that I don't really care about. I am posting videos that I care about right now, but it doesn't seem like anybody else cares. So that is the really discouraging part. But don't get me wrong, 5K subscribers is like a big deal, and I am so grateful for those of you who are here, and even more so for those of you who comment regularly, because then I know like, oh, I'm actually like making an impact on these people, and like these people actually like watching me. So yeah, I really appreciate those of you who comment. I know who you are, and I look forward to your comments. Your comments are the best part of YouTube. So the guilt basically came from me feeling really naive, expecting something to come out of YouTube when like you should really just go in with no expectations. But it's hard. For a very long time, like nothing happens. And for a little tiny bit, something was starting to happen, and then it just kind of like fell down again. So maybe it's just because I'm not interesting, and I'm boring, and I've come to terms with that. I'm fine with it, but it's not going to make me any money. I think in the past year I've been really stressed about making my YouTube channel grow, because I kind of felt like I needed it to be somewhere to the point where like I could be comfortable financially, so I can get my life sorted and I can actually like go do something that I actually want to do, i.e. acting, without having to work a job that I don't really want to work. So I was wearing these like rose-colored glasses and being really optimistic, like, oh, I can just like move to LA and like try things out for a year. But in reality, I'm gonna run out of money. My dad's not happy about it. My aunt's gonna get tired of me, so I better just find a job that'll, give me some money, and, hopefully I'll be able to buy a car, get my own place. And those things are very urgent. So basically I've been really, really stressed about money lately. You know the saying, money doesn't make you happy? Well, guess what? Only rich people say that. And I know it makes sense that like money shouldn't make you happy on its own, because it's just money. And if you're like super rich but super lonely, then obviously you're not going to be happy. But the lack of money can make you very, very unhappy. And for me, the whole past year, it was the biggest source of stress for me, not having enough money to actually get my own place and get my own car, and just like being severely in debt from college. I think I'm just in this rush to kind of be independent and kind of like start being an adult. And I know a lot of college grads, they kind of just move back in with their parents for a while, and then go find a job. And I think that is perfectly fine. But for me, like, I don't want to do that. I would kind of just like to skip that phase of being like jobless and at home. And so at first I was wearing these rose-colored glasses and I was like, oh, I can do acting. But right now I feel like I have to shift my focus more into finding a job and just like saving up money for a while, because right now financial stability is a little more important to me, actually a lot more important to me than kind of exploring acting and seeing where it goes. I think Oprah said this. She was like, honey, you can have it all, but not all at once. And I think this is just a sacrifice that I have to make right now. I'm still going to take that acting class, but it means that, you know, I can't like immediately like jump in, like keep submitting myself for auditions like every day and like, you know, trying to do this very actively. But it's still something that I can work towards, and you know, that's something that I'm gonna do. And you know, I just have to have faith that everything is gonna work out for me. But you know, it's very hard to believe that. You know, when you take an exam and sometimes you can get over this like hump of like being stuck on a problem, and then once you get over the hump you just like, oh my god, like I get it, and then you finish the rest, and then you get like a passing grade and everything's fine and dandy. But sometimes when you take an exam you just never get over the hump, and you know, you turn in the exam, you get a 33%, and you know, I feel like my life could go either way right now, and that is very dangerous. Especially like with all these changes that are happening. Like, I just graduated, I finished school after like being in school and studying and having midterms and like having this routine for 4 years, to like just being on my own and like being able to like do what I want to do, except now I need to like start paying back my debt, and I need like money and shit, and so it's very stressful. And then like I have to do like a long distance relationship after not being in one for like, you know, 5 years, and you know, after living with my boyfriend for the past 2 years I have to like immediately do like a long distance relationship. So it's all like very overwhelming right now. I'm trying to just be chill and go with the flow, but you know, that's not me at all. I have to like have control over every single situation because that's just my personality. But it is definitely it can definitely be a bad quality of mine. You know, I am very tenacious, so I don't think I will give up very easily when it comes to something I really want to do. Oh, also, I have to move out of this place in like 10 days, and this place has been like my place for like the past 2 years, and I still remember seeing it for the first time and thinking it was perfect. And you know, even though this place is not like perfect, you know, I still love it. And this kitchen, look at it, it's beautiful, and this kitchen is like nice and big, and you know, I made banana bread here like at least 20 times, and this is the last time that I'm gonna make banana bread here. And like my roommate moved out in right after graduation actually, so her room is empty now, so I'm just using that room as like a sewing nook slash filming room. And it's actually been pretty fun having like 2 rooms to do stuff in, because I've always had a fantasy of like, you know, having a big mansion and having like an exercise room, like an art room, a sewing room, like having like different rooms for different things. So this is the first time that I've actually experienced something like that, so that's so much fun. So my roommate moved out like last month, and you know, after seeing her empty room, I was like a fucking mess, and I'm going to be even more of a mess when I see my own room being empty, like my own closet being empty, and it's just so much change is happening, and I'm like really stressed about it. But you know, I just have to have faith that everything will be fine, and I will still be alive, and you know, it'll be fine. Just enjoying it while I can, also enjoying, you know, the last few days I have with my boyfriend before we have to do long distance. And everything is just changing, and it just feels like the end of the world sometimes. But you know, I'm very excited about what's to come, and you know, I am moving in a step towards my goals. That is pretty much all I have to say, actually. But anyway, the banana bread has 19 minutes left, so I am just going to wait for it to bake and show you guys the banana bread afterwards. You can call me Miss Banana because I make that bread. that is all I have to say. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting me. It means so much more to me than you know. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! She's beautiful. Oh, it's steaming up. The fragrance that fills the kitchen when you're baking banana bread is like no other. If you poke it in the middle, then it should come out clean, the fork, I mean. So yeah, that is it. That is the end of this video. Bye!